What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we have got a video on reasons why I would want an Underground 3. Yesterday I made a video about why I wouldn't want an Underground 3, and I think it seems fitting to make the video on the other side on why I would want one. Now, I'm not trying to link this to Need for Speed 2015 too much. It's more of just a Underground 3 generally, whether it happens this year, next year, or the year afterwards. It's just a general consensus. That's something that some people seem to get confused about in the last video, thinking that it was going to be all like Need for Speed 2015. I'm just talking generally about Underground. You know, whether it happens in Need for Speed 2015, you know, it might well happen. But this is simply just my thoughts on Underground 3 generally. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so number one, it would revive the series. Simple. It's a kind of a shortcut in a way, just to boost sales from EA's perspective, and that would effectively just completely revive the series. Sales-wise, if they made an Underground game, A, the hype levels would be up among loads of people. B, I think generally it would perform a lot better than a game if it was a new IP. And I think overall, just the themes around Underground and what it kind of pertain, it will generally just help the game boost better sales and even maybe like review scores, like just the kind of general Underground consensus of things. It might just improve what people are thinking about the game, if that makes sense. Like, it might influence the way they think about the game because of the connotation it has. So that's a great reason for them to make a Underground game, and that's only one. So let's move on to the next topic. Now, although Underground was only about tuners and stuff, I feel like, you know, if an Underground 3 were to be made, you know, it would need to be heavily tuner based, you know, and that is possible. You know, we've seen with recent moves in kind of the racing community and the gaming community that tuners especially are making comebacks. You know, like we've seen it in various areas. So I feel like, you know, cars that are Japanese, that are imports, could have a good place in this game. But really, we all know that they're going to need to add supercars and stuff into the mix as well. Now, we're kind of in this generation where we've got people like me, of my age, like 17-ish, who kind of want to ride around in R32s, Supras, you know, A86s. And then you've got the younger generation who want to be in Aventadors, P1s, whatever, you know. So I guess you kind of got this split of people who want to drive kind of like Japanese imports, and then this era who want to drive supercars. Now, I think it's apparent now, you know, I'm talking about Need for Speed 2015 now. For Need for Speed 2015, they need to add muscle tuners and exotics. That is a general consensus. You know, Underground, again, I said this yesterday, it was never really about that scene. But if done right, it could work. Like, I didn't really mention this yesterday, but it could work. In the end of the day, if they really nailed it down and made the game customization wonderland, it could really work. If I could get like a Nova body kit on my Ferrari FF and like RB body kits on my GT86 and like Liberty Walk body kits on, like, I don't know, a fucking Aventador, it could really work. I feel like if they kind of lean more towards Most Wanted 2005-ish, the game could really work. Which is, it's a very touchy subject, because if you say one thing wrong, then you can't, I would almost contradict myself in a way. But it could work, the combination of the two, and that's another reason, you know, like, kind of blending both of the crowds together could be a huge thing for Ghost. And finally getting the community as one, because we know there's a huge community split, and that could be a great thing that Need for Speed 2015 achieves if it was an Underground 3 game. So that's point number two that I would like to raise. Now, the next one, it's kind of a fanboyism kind of thing. Just having body customization back in a big way, I think would take the inner fanboy in me and just wave it around in the air with I literally would get so excited if there was an Underground 3, and that's definitely a reason as to why I would love an Underground 3. They would have to add body customization into the game in very big detail. You don't take 2 years out of development just to add a few body kits on. It's gonna be huge if they do this. So So that's why, again, like the extensive customization is something that I would die for, no matter if it was an R35, an R32, you know, I don't know, an RX-8, an RX-7. I would love and love and love to see customization come back, and I think this is something generally that a lot of people would you know, would preside to. I think it shouldn't be forced upon you to do so. I don't want to have to make my car 10 stars and make it look really ugly. I think that should be an optional extra, but at the same time it should add towards the kind of performance of the car. So if you do put a big wing on, like a big spoiler on, it should make the drag a lot higher. And if you say you add more body parts on, it should make the car have better aero and therefore make the car perform better, you know, aerodynamically. I think things like that could work really well. So they kind of have to balance that themselves. But that would be really great. I would love to see body customization come back, as well as performance upgrades. I mean, we obviously saw this in Underground 1, Underground 2, and all the black box games for that matter. I would love to see it come back. I think, again, it's something that was really missing. Rivals didn't really do anything. I mean, you could play with a car that wasn't upgraded, and you could play with one that was fully upgraded, and it would make no difference. So I mean, I would love to get an R32, fully upgrade it, and then have face a P1 and beat it. That would be so cool. I think that's something that we've been missing in recent racing games. So I think that having that kind of low-end car and then upgrading it and having this kind of progression system as well would be really, really cool. And I guess this point kind of links into the customization point that I was going on about earlier on, is having the comeback of tuners. Oh my god, that again gets the inner fanboy hyped in me. You know, having the option to go around in a Corolla or, well, an A86, sorry, an R32, you know, I don't know, a Supra, a TRD Supra. Yes, I need that in my life. You know, like No Limits, being able to go around in like a fucking Fiesta, an RX-7, an RX-8. That feeling would be amazing. I haven't had that feeling in ages, and obviously for the exotics guys and the muscle guys, I think you guys can fit, well, not so much the exotic guys because everyone everywhere is using exotics in cars, but I think mainly for the muscle guys too, like having old muscle cars and having the chance to actually super them up again, that could be huge, especially for me personally. I just think having the option to play with cars that haven't really been an option for a very long time now could be a really cool idea. Like, I would love to go around in like a Peugeot 106 again. That would be mad. And obviously that car, I probably can't see it going in. I can see them going in with more kind of modern, like BRZ, GTA 6. Some of the cars that are from No Limits, like the RX-7, the R32, those kind of cars. But man, like, just to have tuners again in the game, for me personally, is a huge thing. And I would love to see them come back. Everyone knows I'm a huge tuner fanboy. You know, I like all my cars. I like Lambos, I like Supras, I like RX-7s, but I think Japanese imports are most close to my heart. But obviously I like all types of cars. I think that could be great. I really do. Okay, my last and final point is the game itself, Need Speed Underground 3, you know, Need Speed 2015, whatever you want to call it. It could revive the racing game genre. As of now, let's be honest, okay, so we're going to look at this from a kind of constructive standpoint, and we're going to be talking about arcade racing games only. So really, you've got Horizon 2, which is an open world racer, no police, it's kind of just like a party going theme, not really gritty. It's kind of like, here you go, have some fun and just go mad, and that's not bad at all, but that's what Horizon is. So you've got Horizon. What else have you got? The Crew, I mean, it's selling for £4 on eBay for the PC version, so I think we can kind of knock that one out. Like, besides Horizon, what other arcade racer is there? Open world racer I'm talking about here. There isn't any really. Like, it's only Horizon. That is the, you know, obviously sales-wise it hasn't sold that many. But that's really it. When you think about it, you know, Horizon is the only open-world arcade game which is memorable, to say the least. I think The Crew, I mean, it did its job, I guess, but the fact for it selling £4 on eBay on PC is a joke. I mean, it's been out for, what, like 3 months, and it's already £4. Like, come on. So, I think, generally, if they really did this right, it could revitalise the genre. Obviously, racing games recently have had a really hard time. You know, if you can look at The Crew, previous games, Rivals, basically every single game that has come out of arcade races has been pretty poor, besides a few, like Horizon. So I think generally, if they really knocked it on the head, they could revitalise the series. And if this is something that really sells well, then bish bash bosh, you have, you know, like, you basically have the genre at your fingertips. And Need for Speed could once again be the Goliath of the racing game genre, as they once were. Because they were, you know, like Need for Speed used to be the shit back in the day. Midnight Club couldn't touch what Need for Speed had, nor could anything else. It was like the Fast and Furious of racing games. And then they kind of went downhill and they kind of went off the charts, and you know, obviously through recent years they kind of had like an identity crisis in a way. You know, when you think of Need for Speed, you don't think of illegal street racing, you think of many things. And I think if this gets Need for Speed back on the map and introduces new fans as well as old fans, it could be the game that everyone wants to buy, and it could make racing games cool, well, quote unquote cool again, you know, with air quotations around. And that's just my personal opinion, obviously. Did you guys agree with anything I said here? If you did, make sure to let me know down in the comments down below. And that is obviously the end of this kind of two-part video of why and why not I don't want Underground 3 and do want Underground 3 and stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smack that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.